Part 3. Yeah. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Patreon, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. That was pretty much the exact same thing as that 3. But once a melody gets in your head, it's hard to get out, okay? I'm just gonna lay it out there. That's what happens. So if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions. You can fast track reactions, become a reaction. There's special roles on my Discord server. You've also got access to patron exclusive Vocal 101 anatomy videos, Vocal Anatomy 101 videos even. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, we're fast getting through this BTS solo singer series. We're on number 3 of 4. Can you believe that? That's almost done. We're listening to V today. Now I've heard little bits and bobs of V from previous videos. I keep getting comments that I'm quite good at imitating his voice, which is funny. But I've not heard a full song from him, so we're gonna go and listen to him. A side note is that his skin is perfect, and these last few weeks, it's so bright outside that I'm completely washed out. So this might work in my favor, because you can't see that I even have skin, hopefully. I bet it's like actually dark and you can see everything pop out now. Blech. Anyway, Stigma absolutely romped home in the comments under his picture, so we're gonna listen to Stigma. Let's just go and do it.
I'll tell you something. 그저 묻어두긴 이젠 버틸 수가 없는 걸.
So this is the song I heard him doing in that video where they were messing around. His voice is so interesting. There's such a velvety quality to it. It's quite deep placed. I described it in that video that it's like he's trying to sing high notes on a low larynx. So you get tell me something. It's really quite grounded, almost like it's being held back in a good way. There's also a ton of air coming through here. It almost sounds like falsetto on a really low placement. And when you do that, the floor kind of falls out from under your voice. So you would get this kind of like really smoky kind of style. Tell me something. I really like it. I think his voice is so interesting.
어차피 아파와서 정말 버틸 수가 없을걸. 나 cry 너에게 너무 미안할 뿐이야. 더 cry 널 지켜주지 못해서.
Oh, okay. So his voice goes into a higher place too. That shift from that low place to that high head voice is really telling because his larynx lifts up there, brightens that sound, makes it a lot ringier. It's lovely. It's kind of like two distinct sides of his voice, if you like. The jumping from one placement to the other is quite difficult. I mean, we're talking extremes. I mean, like having that pushed sound coming through and then getting straight from down there into is really difficult. I mean, your whole larynx structure will just shoot up the way in order to like accommodate that sound. So for him to go is really something. If he's doing that on stage night after night and it's not wobbling, like he's got super control. Really good.
되돌릴 수 없는 겹친 일이 저것 같아 더 깊이 매일 가슴만 아파져 주르듯이 뱉어 연락하기만 했던 너.
What an interesting head voice he's got, because it's very aspirate at the same time. It's almost like he's switching like on a hair between falsetto and head voice. But to me it sounds definitely more towards head voice because it's loud, whereby falsetto will be really quiet. But it's almost like he's shifting that head voice into falsetto for like a brief moment in order to get that kind of aspirate finish to the phrase. Nah, like that. I mean, this is probably going to sound absolutely mental, so I apologise, but I've never heard the song before, so give a break. One thing I will say, and he's guilty of doing this just like Jin was, is he is like cupping that mic. So it's just a pet peeve for sound techs. So if I was dealing with the sound on stage there, I would be like, get your hand away from that mic. Just Google cupping the mic if you want to know more about that, because I could go on and on and on and on and on about that. Let's keep going.
Tell me something 연기 없던 내게 말해봐 그때 나한테 왜 그랬어?
So you can definitely hear from there that's head voice into a falsetto. You're really shifting those folds into that different position where more air is getting through. I can't stress how difficult that is to like smooth that out. So the fact that he's doing it so effortlessly, he like looks like he's standing up there just taking the world in his stride, is, you know, a testament to how good he is. And it's very clever in like his development of his own style, because that airy part of his falsetto that comes in off of his head voice kind of mirrors the shade of that low larynx airy sound that he makes. So you are getting a little bit of a connection there. It's not like he's got that like one voice down here, one voice up there, and they're like separate entities. He's managing to draw little connections between the two. So yes, very impressive.
내게 무슨 자격 있어 이래 보라고 저래 보라고 너에게 말하겠어 더 깊이 상처만 깊어져 되돌릴 수 없는 미친 일이 저것 같아 더 깊이 매일 가슴만 아파져 내 죄를 대신 받아 연락하기만 했던
Oh, that was really nice. It's following a certain formula, so there's not much I can say about this part that wasn't said before, but you are getting that real distinction between that head voice sound and that falsetto sound. If nothing else, if you can tune your ear to hearing the difference in those two sounds, I will be a happy bunny. He's very, very good at keeping his vocal folds thinned out as well. So when the vocal folds sit in a thick fold formation, they come together at the bottom and the top. They kind of do this. But when there's a thin fold, the air's kind of passing through just the top end like that. So he's keeping that sound the whole time. If you were to make examples of it, you would say, ah, full fold, ah, thin fold. Same note, but one is heavier than the other because there's more air coming through and it's making them come together harder. I hope that makes sense. Let's keep going.
I'm sorry, my brother 숨겨도 감춰도 지워지지 Are you calling me a sinner? 무슨 말이 더 있겠어
And there he was doing thick fold. Ah, it's like I walk into these situations. I speak about something that hasn't happened, then it happens, and I have to speak about it again. But that, if those are the right notes, that was thick fold. You hear it sounds a lot kind of more grounded, a stronger, punchier sound, more in keeping with like a belt. Whereas everything he's done up to that point has been, and then, thinning that out. It's always been thin, but that is thick. Yay! Cool, he's doing it all.
숨겨도 감춰도 지워지지 않아. So cry, please turn my eyes.
Yes! So a couple of wee clever things happened there. He rounded the sound out to begin with, so it was a hoo, and as he brought it up a semitone, he smiled into it, which made the sound lift and get brighter at the same time, which made the note higher and brighter at the same time, so it felt like it went woof, like way, way higher. That was really, really clever. Just sublime. Really nice. Yes! That was really, really good. I said this in Jin's video, but notice how they keep their chins down, keep their head straight when they're hitting these really high notes. That's quite important. It's not impossible to hit high notes with your chin all the way up, but you're just not doing yourself any favors. So I like the fact that they get everything into position to hit those higher notes. Really, really special. Very, very good. Just delicious. Smoky, aspirate, piercing. It's kind of got a little bit of everything, V's voice. Very, very good. So I hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And if you like my videos, then go down to there and subscribe then. No idea why I'm such an idiot, but there we are. Bye.